Have you ever witnessed a good architecture? Did you live in one? Dear friends and followers, welcome to Bravo Architects. Today, I wanted to sum up the good quality aspects in architecture for this video to see what a good architecture, a quality architecture looks like or feels like. Architecture, in my opinion, is something rather to be felt like than look like only. Well, because you're designing the architecture not for an instant frozen moment, but in the fourth dimension. The users spend time in it, not just look at there and stare at it. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Alright, before we enter the building, let's talk about the entrance. It is not something that needs to be emphasized by form only. It should welcome the users with its functionality as well. According to its volume, let it be a house for one person or a public building for 1,000 people. The ingoing procedure should ease the entering. What I'm talking about here is providing the required spaces for that one user for perfect transition from outside to inside, for them to take the tiny steps to flow into the rest of the functions. Considering the space where they would remove the outdoor clothes, where a wind barrier would be, or for that public building to greet all those users, redirect them into the building with ease, where a lobby, reception, security, and everything else that enhance the user experience. These little mindful decisions are the facts that will increase the architectural quality of the space that you're designing. A user that's at their work, the primary thing they would need, even unintentionally, will be an ergonomic, comfortable workspace. Well, unintentionally, because if we do a good job, then that spatial problem would no longer exist. Designing a workspace should never be all about what kind of a machine could fit in what kind of a space. Let's imagine that this one user working, and the only thing that one needs to do at work is simply to think. It could be at a computer desk, well, possibly without a computer as well, most probably sitting or standing. The most psychologically comfortable space that the brain requires is the equal amount of distance to both floor and ceiling. Considering this will determine the minimum ceiling height in your project. We Earthlings are sensitive to environment. Our biological time is set by our star, and our lives are in harmony with geography. Therefore, the spaces that we spend most of our times shouldn't be lost or disconnected from any of these factors. Openings in a building are not only for visual contact. Their size, placement, technical details should be considered according to the functions, geographical orientations, and the maximum mechanical efficiency: heating, cooling, ventilating, and etc. Shadows, natural lights should flow into the living space in such a manner that overheat or cold will be insensible. Again, only if we do a good job, it all will be invisible, otherwise what exists will be problems. The smoother the movement between functions will be, the higher the architectural quality gets. The directions, ways the door open to would determine the quality of the time users will spend in your design. They would either go mad at the poorly placed gates, or they would just mind their own business just because you've done a fantastic job so that there is no obstacle on their way. Circulation between units shouldn't be tiresome, both horizontally and vertically. Climb rate of the staircases should be tactfully integrated into the flow. The roaming should be so intuitive that people wouldn't feel lost in space, unless, of course, you don't have a vital commercial purpose. Psychological comfort in architecture depends on how well the spaces support human perception, cognition, and emotion through scale, clarity, and balance. A space, according to its function, could be designed maybe in a depressive way with low ceilings, tight corridors, windowless, dark, harsh environments. On the other hand, if you take a little moment imagining yourself in that final space and reconsider these factors, you would eventually come up with all the necessary steps to increase the architectural quality. Creating dynamic motion rather than static beauty. What I mean by that could literally be an element that moves in the 3D space to provide a certain functionality, as well as reflecting different dimensions into human perception, therefore creating timeless, dynamic physical environment. Zaha Hadid had created such designs with extreme projective distortions. By applying multiple perspective points within a 2D plane, she managed to create unusual, seamless, dynamic textures that was later built into physical structures. And with this last point, I sum up 6 aspects to increase the architectural quality of your projects in 2026. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did so. And don't forget to subscribe to Bravo Architects for more architectural videos like this. And as always, see you next time.